okay, this is going to be a long one because I'm going back, and I'm going back a significant amount of time because I didn't know Nightwish were going to bring the heavy on us. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me for another reaction video. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe, turn on those notifications, and you're good to go. Also, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here, and I hope you enjoy this one. It is Nightwish Saturday, and we're back continuing our journey down through the Human Nature album onto track 2 called Noise, and this one has a music video. Now, we've never done a music video from Nightwish before. We started with all the live stuff, why wouldn't you? And then we went on to the opening track of this album called Music. That had a lyric video, still loved it, thought it was an awesome song. And excited to see their approach to videos. If they apply even a tenth of the care and creativity to the videos that they do to their music, we're in for a massive treat. I've got the lyrics up here. I haven't read through them yet, but they're just here in case you want to reference something. Very excited. Nightwish, Noise. Let's see what you got. That's a super ominous place to pause. Visually very cool start to this, but I want to go back to the beginning because I know the song hasn't technically started yet, musically at least, but that intro setup piece is interesting because there is like an industrial kind of drumming primary sound there, so it feels like the drum beats or the percussion has been stretched out, slowed down, and that's kind of like your main thing you expected to hear. But underneath that, there's a bit of noise, and then there's like this synth or key work, might be strings even, where I can hear it going dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, and it's almost like hidden. You can hear it, you can just hear it, but it reminds me a bit of Game of Thrones, and I was like, that's really interesting. I like how they layer stuff and how they kind of tease ideas. Very cool. This poor baby. Oh, I think I just interrupted floor. Apologies, Nightwish Army. Never the intention. I'll go back. What's interesting there is I think what the guitar is doing is actually very similar to that piece I was talking about in the beginning, the piece underneath. And if that's the case, that makes it even cooler. It's like that Easter egg that comes to life almost. Very strange to see them without instruments, but so glad we're doing a video. That's going to be awesome. Another thing that's very cool there is the synth on top of the guitar work that was just remaining, and it was just kind of holding its note, and it was repeating the same note. It did change towards the end, I think, but that unsettling hold of the keys and then the repetition of it makes it very ominous. Okay, this is awesome. We'll work out what's going on in the video, not quite sure yet, but when she came in with the vocals, it's that same concept I spoke about a while ago on one of the other reactions, where musically and vocally it's doing the exact same thing. So, and it's that same phrasing piece I spoke about in the beginning, which translated into the guitar work, which is now translating into this vocal rhythmic pattern. And sometimes when the vocals line up with the music so closely, they almost cancel out, or but in a way it kind of amplifies the power of it. Very, very cool. This is awesome. So I'm guessing so far, I just had a look at the lyrics quickly, and it says you've become you've become tool of a tool, digital ghouls telling you to shut up and dance. So far I'm getting this whole, everyone's on their phones and everyone's kind of, drawn into that superficial digital world, if you will, and here they are sitting looking all at their phones with one of the most beautiful pieces of art ever created sitting in front of them. I'm starting to get what I think this is about. Very cool. You know what's so rad about this? That chorus piece was awesome, and I'll tell you why. I haven't heard that in a long time. There were actually 3 different melodies. I think 3, at least 2, but might be 3 different melodies within the same chorus. There was the first bit where she was holding the notes, and then it went into like a bit of a run piece. It was one that kind of dropped down and scaled down, and then there was a separate pattern at the end. And I think that's just so special because they could have just taken any one of those melodies and just written a new song off the back of it. But that's laziness, right? And Nightwish are anything but lazy. Also, this girl has no clothes on and might be very cold.
Please love me, see how I bleed, please endure. I have such empathy in me. Hunger is harm, beautifully numb. Death in the quiet air to have a meaning. Fire carry on, set hologram, lost in the maze. The real and human feel. The sunset is free from this deity. The earth has a real voice, go out and get in.
That is so cool, man. These little, I sometimes refer to them as pre-choruses, and I don't know if that's the right term because it might not be long enough. But anyway, these little intermission pieces that they put between the busyness of a verse or potentially a bridge to then go back into the chorus, really, really smart. I think they know how complex and busy their music can be, and I think they know the right time to draw back from that, give the listener just a brief moment to gather themselves, if you will, and then back into the full force again. So that's really appreciated. Video is awesome. I've always kind of been careful about living too much online, ironically, as I talk to you through either your laptop or phone. But yeah, it's one of those things in 2020, you know, at the moment, especially with us all having more time on our hands and with the world being upside down, we are spending a lot more time on digital devices and kind of getting sucked into that world. But there's good and bad to everything, and it's kind of how you use it, right? Okay, we're going back to hear that note again. What's happening here? There's a man in an oil bath. That note she just held there, like that's one of those moments where when you're watching them live, the audience is going to lose their mind because it is very easy to not appreciate the full extent of the music when it is a music video because there's distractions visually and you're not seeing some of the visual technicalities, I guess. But that piece that's coming up now live is going to be awesome to watch. Nice bass slide. almost like music box soundy. Again, Thomas's mischievousness coming through there. This is very, very, very front led by the synth and the orchestral elements and kind of the sharpness of those pieces that sit on top of the traditional band stuff, so like the guitar, the bass, and the drums. And speaking of the drums, he's just killing it. Such great clarity, and I don't just mean in terms of the recording quality, but just I know he does it live as well, which is why it's so impressive. Just to hear how consistent and how smart he is with his fills, it's very cool. Come on. Okay, this is going to be a long one because I'm going back, and I'm going back a significant amount of time because I didn't know Nightwish were going to bring the heavy on us. That was very cool. I love that, like, kind of almost, I won't say breakdown, but that really heavy introduction there to change up the flow of what they've been doing, because although it's been quite serious visually and musically, a lot of the synth work feels light, and when it goes there and the guitar really shines through as the dominant fixture there, just awesome. I love when they go a bit heavier. It's kind of cool. I'm starting to see in this video, you know, it's that whole the real truth versus the digital truth. People living what looks like a great perfect life, but not necessarily, right? So I don't know about the oil guy, but obviously Floor with the child showing like a perfect kind of thing, and then she's trapped in the cage of the mom, so like the mom kind of controls her, uses her for that online kind of attention kind of thing. That's what I'm getting from that. Marco with his pills, and then I think they were like diet pills or something. I think that's what it said on one of them. And then, you know, seeing him sit there kind of just pouring it on himself, like it's everything's a hidden lie. Like there's the real world and then there's the digital world, and you have to be very careful to understand that what you're seeing and the lives people are showing you is just the fragments and pieces of perfection that they want to show you. There is always much more to the bigger picture. That double kick. That piece is power. I mean, I was speaking about that one note earlier, seeing that live. That section right there is gonna kill live. Awesome kick work, great drumming, that kind of operatic vocal flux where she's doing a higher piece and then there's like a lower male vocal doing that piece. I wonder if that's going to be kind of her and Marco having that conversation together. That was awesome. This is mind-blowing, like visually, musically, it's just so much to take in, but I am loving every second of it.
Beyond the human horizon, something purifying sleeps.
Wow. Wow. That was just awesome. Visually, you always wonder when you look at a band that you've been looking at all their live stuff for so long, you always wonder, like, are they going to be able to capture the same intensity, the same magic in a music video? And they did. It was an awesome concept. I started to see more towards the end there. I catch on to things a bit slower, but so obviously Thomas was in the oil bath, and then there's, like, before, in the beginning, it was him looking after nature and hugging the tree and growing the, kind of watering the plants and stuff. Meanwhile, he's contributing to kind of the death of that nature, if you will. Interesting thing about that guy, when the lights came on him, and the red lights, and everyone kind of turned on him, that's how, unfortunately, how social media can work. It's that whole group mentality, kind of ganging up on one person, often without any information or facts. And it just shows you how easily people can get bullied and can get kind of harassed, if you will. So that's actually a really scary part of being online. Amazing video, intense music. I'm sure I missed a bunch of things musically because it's the first time I'm looking at a video, and I wanted to comment on both. I wanted to give it the respect it deserves. Amazing editing by the video guys. That would have been filmed on loads of different green screen stuff and then comped together, but the way that it's spun around and layered and the way it built up in the end was just awesome. Again, a magical song. That goes on the playlist immediately. I've loved all the songs I've heard from them because I'm a big fan of the band, but there are certain songs that when you hear them, they just like, I want to listen to it again right now. So that was really awesome. I think just a final note on the music video is, with the theme of it being the real life versus the kind of digital life. I think there's good and bad to both, and I think if you use social media responsibly, you can explore all the benefits, the education, connecting with people across the world like I'm doing with you guys. And I think it's each of our duties to be honest, to be careful, and to make sure that we look out for each other. I think that's important now more than ever. Everyone's going through a lot, and social media can be a place of comfort or a place of misery, depending on how you curate your feed. So make sure you're responsible with that, especially to the younger viewers out there. But yeah, I love that. Amazing intensity in the middle there with the music, really aggressive, even in Floor's, like, she did a bit of like a growl at the end of one of the long notes that she was holding. She goes so high, man. I love that. There was definitely a lot of layering to the vocals in terms of, it sounded like Marco underneath, so it'll be nice to see that. It was harder to kind of hear that element without seeing it live, but I could tell that it was there. Loved it. Awesome. I could talk about this all day, but I don't want to bore you guys, and you got stuff to do. It's Saturday. I'm sure you got a day planned ahead. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate you all. Until the next one, please be safe, be nice to each other, and have a damn good day.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Tank, and this is another episode of Roadie Reactions. Get with this. Today's reaction video, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bittersweet, man, because this is the end of a super long journey that we've been taking together for the past 5 months. Almost like an end of an era, if you will. But today is the final episode of Nightwish Wednesday. And this is the dedicated day of the week that I've had where I continue my personal adventure discovering the music of Nightwish. And what an adventure it has been, man. And I have a lot of you to thank for getting me into this band and also helping me along the way and learning about them and learning about the history of the band and the different eras and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people were disappointed because they thought this was going to be the last Nightwish reaction on this channel. But it's not. I will continue to do random Nightwish reactions. We're just ending this Wednesday slot where it's going to appear every week so we can move on to more bands and give them some more time and check out some new music. But I'm really excited about this one because a lot of people on Discord and in the YouTube comments suggested this song, saying it would be very fitting for the last Nightwish Wednesday episode, and I agree. And it fits too because it's the last song in that famous Wacken 2013 set list. And we're just gonna cap it off here, man. This is gonna be a blast. So I will link this original video in the description below. And today, I'm once again listening to Nightwish, and for the very first time hearing the last ride of the day, live at Wacken 2013. Let's go!
Wacken Open Air, let us thank you. With you, we've immortalized this special evening, and I think that DVD is gonna kick ass.
Yeah.
With an audience like you guys, what more can we wish for? Thank you so much.
Yeah, baby, I agree.
But even to the most magical nights like these, to the most wonderful stories, even to fairy tales, everything comes to an end. But if you've had a beautiful story, let's just add one more good memory to this evening and make a final ride together. How is that? Let's get ready for the last ride! The last ride of the day!
Ride hard!
All right, really quick before this whole thing starts. I thought it was really wild that there's people crowd surfing while she's talking. And you see that a lot of concerts, but it's still awesome. There's no music going on, still people crowd surfing. And most Nightwish fans know, and we've talked about this on the channel, that this was a performance for Floor where she was not yet announced as an official member of the band, yet she still had that control as just a solid front woman, man. Like, super impressive, man. I mean, it's just the way she talks to the crowd is like she's been with this band for years and years. Just that confidence radiates. And you can tell the rest of the band is all about it too. They're pumped. So let's take the last ride of the day.
Let's get ready for the last ride! The last ride of the day!
Ride hard!
So, I didn't see any of that shit. Sorry, I couldn't help it. We'll go back. I will not headbang. I will look for production and gear. Oh, let's go!
We live in every moment, but this one, why don't we recognize the faces loving us? So what's God, if not the spark that started life's runner?
God, I love Marco's bass tone.
Music started, stars magic, mystery, wherever the light goes early, wake ups, in the moving homes and down, fresh moon, blasting the morning sun open, think right, beats where it goes. You just upset, I will wait at home. Once a heart, nights will wake you to call it.
few things on my mind already. So right at the beginning when we saw those opening flame shots, those are liquid-based flame units, and that color that you're seeing in them, that really deep, almost like magenta, like that really deep red. What's really cool about liquid-based flame units is you can add different solutions into them to change the flames colors. A tour that I actually did flames on in the past, that's the exact same color we used. And it's literally as easy as when you add the base flame solution, there's like a little bit extra of a different solution you can put in to change those colors. So instead of getting that organic like yellow and orange flame, you can get colors like that. You can do green, you can do more of a yellow, you can do a lot of stuff. It's really cool, man. That was really cool shots, especially with the lighting going on. A lot of good lighting looks. And I'm loving the tone of everything. Like I said, Marco's bass tone on that buzzard always sounds killer, man. And we see him swap out different kinds of Warwicks on a lot of the different songs, but I'm seeing that buzzard more and more. And every time I hear it, I can hear that tone without even seeing it. Like, it's got a very distinct, gritty, punchy tone, and it's awesome. And I love some of the vocals that Marco is doing in the background behind Floor. And they sing so well together, man. I'm loving it. Let's keep going. All right, before this solo, a couple more things are on my mind. You can start to see those flames losing a little bit of that deep color, just a hair, because that solution's running out. You're starting to see that natural yellow coming back. I assume from the video wall content of the carousel that this was a song from Imaginarum. Might be wrong. I'll look it up. I like to play the guessing game because of the different eras. And with the different eras, man, that's the thing I love about Nightwish, man, is that regardless of what era I'm watching, whatever vocalist it is, whatever drummer it is, stuff, I mean, it's great. It's like a treat every time, man. It doesn't matter who's singing, who's drumming, who's doing what. I love this band. It's always fun to see Yuka back on the drums, and like I've said in other videos, man, him or Kai, doesn't matter. I don't care who it is. Somebody in the comments described both of them as Kai is like the Jedi Master, like the really zen, cool, calm, and collected and stuff like that. And Yuka's just like the Sith Lord that's just beating the shit out of everything, man. He's so animated. I love his drumming style, super entertaining. Playing the same Tama kit that we see all the time, which he was exclusively endorsed by. Also Paiste cymbals. And then, God, we already talked about Marco. Floor, don't know what she's using, but she always sounds good. And Tomas looks like he's having a blast, man. Like, he legitimately looks like he's having so much fun. Like, I didn't know of Nightwish before this. But just knowing the backstory and seeing how much energy they have, like, I imagine their feeling with something like this is just rejuvenation. They're rejuvenated, like they feel great playing like this. And no Troy on stage, which is a bummer. I mean, I love Troy. And we can't do a Nightwish video without bringing this up. So for the last time on a Nightwish Wednesday, anybody that's watching, if you want to say it with me, Empu is playing his signature ESP EV1. That is his signature based off of the ESP Horizon body style. He's played that guitar. I think he signed with ESP in 2004. And in most Nightwish videos I've seen, that's the only guitar he's playing. And it's also become a running joke in this channel now. So I absolutely love it, man. So let's hear this solo and let's finish this off. Actually, we're like halfway through the video. We might not be finishing this off. Oh! Key change masters. Oh, that is pyro going up. Hold on, I want to go back. Sorry, I just probably killed that for a lot of people. Sorry. I thought that that was just hazers or cryo going off. It looks like they're shooting pyrotechnics. Yeah, absolutely. Jesus. Jesus. Oh my God! Way to end a f***ing show. Wow. Oh, I bet it smells so good up there, just sulfur. Yeah, crew! So really quick, I feel like we're gonna get, yeah, there's started getting credits coming up probably. We're gonna sit through those out of respect. We're gonna watch all the credits. So my pyro background is really more familiar with flames and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna pretend. I can't really talk about a lot of the pyrotechnics that were going off at the end because I'm not super familiar. But like most other pyrotechnics with other shows, those are hand-loaded every day by the touring pyro team, maybe with the help of some local guys. So all that stuff has to be loaded up and set up and demoed for a fire marshal. A lot of work that goes into pyro just for that last 30 seconds of a song, man. So props to the pyro team, props to the whole crew, man. I mean, what an ending. Like, I'm getting some like memories and feelings from like ending big shows when I was touring with artists, and like they were probably so stoked after that show. And what's funny about with the crew in this certain moment of the set, they're not in a celebratory mode like the band is, that hey, we just put on a good show. Their minds are immediately, I guarantee you, on work mode. It's time to tear down. It's time to work more. Because even after a good show, that's what would happen to me. Let's watch the rest of this. Pipes, flutes, and whistles. Troy, fluty things. What's amazing about this with all the names going by is the majority of these crew guys' names that you're seeing are still there. Not all of them, but the majority of them. They're crediting their bus drivers. Come on. That's respect. Really quick before we keep going, I have mentioned this quite a few times about Nightwish, and one of the things that stands out to me is how much respect they have for the crew, and not only their crew, but everybody involved in the production of all of their stuff. They credit everybody all the time. And as I've mentioned, that's not a normal thing. A lot of the times, if bands credit anybody other than themselves, it will be their crew that personally works for them. They won't include the drivers or the vendors or anything like that. That is the biggest sign of appreciation and respect, man. It's insane. Super, super, super props and respect to these guys for doing that. I mean, they're crediting Floor's stage outfits. Oh, what's up, casters? God, I love this band. Let's go talk some more about it. So, a couple weeks ago, I hinted at this, and I've just got to get it out and admit it. This is now my favorite band of all times. No question, no doubt. And I've only heard like 25 of their songs, man. This is a very special band. It really is. And I know they're super popular on YouTube because it's for reactors, because it gets a lot of views. There's a lot of fans, stuff like that. And admittedly, maybe my first couple Nightwish reactions started as, hey, this will probably boost my channel. But after that second week, it's all just the love of the music, man. I f***ing love this band. I've never had the emotions and the feeling from any band I've ever listened to, even my other favorite bands, that I've got from these guys, man. It's unreal. It's absolutely unreal. It's... Dude. I just can't wait to dive in more and more. And I can't wait to finally see them live, which may not happen for a while, but at least we get that live stream event in March. I cannot wait to watch that. That is going to be absolutely incredible. And before I wrap this up, thank you to to all of you that are watching for getting me into this band, guiding me along the way, giving me your song suggestions, correcting me when I was wrong, letting me know about the history. Special shout out to the Night Dreamers Reacticide Discord, which is that Nightwish fans Discord that myself and my buddy Chase are on a lot. This has been an absolute blast, man. And like I said, Nightwish Reactions will continue. We're just ending Nightwish Wednesdays so that we can give some attention to some other bands. So thank you guys for always watching and for tuning in. And if this is your first time here, feel free to click subscribe because I release new videos all the time. And if you turn your alerts on, sometimes YouTube will let you know when they come up. If you liked this video, I would greatly appreciate the like. And if you disliked it, not a big deal. Thank you for watching this time. You are free to click dislike. I'm also on a ton of different social media. I also have a Discord server I hang out on all the time. I stream on Twitch. I also hang out on that Night Dreamers Reacticide Discord, which is a Discord for Nightwish fans from all over the world. It's a great community, and I will link all of that stuff in the description below. My handle on everything social media related is @TankTheTech. Thank you so much once again for watching. I will be back very soon with another episode of Roadie Reactions.
Hi folks, welcome back. So today we're reacting to Storytime by Nightwish. We're doing this reaction today because this was one of the top 3 voted artists on my January poll on my Patreon page. If you'd like to vote on monthly polls, or you'd like to have a guaranteed reaction request, or 2 guaranteed reaction requests, please do consider supporting me on Patreon. You'll find the link in the description below. So without further ado, let's get going.
I think it's time for a little story. It's definitely story time.
Getting serious and justice for all vibes with this riff.
I am the journey, I am the destination, I am the hunger trail that leads you. And when it takes the night, the elusive high, follow the madness, and as you know, I'm still imaginary of the dream of hurry up. The rest of tales and they will dream, will be the storytime escape. It's that intoxicates, the core of all that is a living chest of tales. I am the
love the sort of displacement on those accents. Oh, modulation. Was waiting on it. Yeah. It's a great chorus. I'm going to be singing this later on. We're on the home straight now. I'm going to wrap it up. Bit of an ad lib feel, nice. Bit more energy in the drums. The full band. Really great energy at the end there. So obviously we ran straight through this one, folks. So I think sort of duty bound to head back through, and we'll maybe do a little bit of a breakdown this time.
I think it's time for a little story.
Really enjoyed this one. Really enjoyed this. I don't know. I definitely was getting vibes off I can't remember what song it is. There's one of the Metallica riffs off, I think it's off Justice. It's been a long time since I've listened to Metallica. Dun, 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 dun. Oh.
It's definitely.
I'll try and get past it. So we're F minor. Sort of up in that sort of register with I like this sort of twinkly bell sort of effects. The synth. It's in there somewhere. I'm going to keep trying to move forward here, so I don't want to dwell too much on the exact riff. Great bass run in there. To hear that? Actually, the bass tone was one of the main things that jumped out to me on that first run through. At least the first sort of quarter of the song. Lovely snarly bass tone. Just threatening. That riff. Right, well, let me grab the guitar. I'm going to try and work this out. Okay, so I've just listened to the riff a couple more times there, and I think I've got it worked out now. So I'm playing very much on sort of like dissonant minor second intervals. And you hear this kind of thing. So it's all around that sort of chromatic range. There is a wee bit of a sort of pentatonic thing. He's sort of... He's sort of mixing that sort of bluesy pentatonic riff with this chromaticism. So I'll try and play it. I think that's it. I'll maybe run back here and try along with this. So see. You can hear that riff continuing on in the background there, way down low in the mix. Vocals prominent on the top. got this sort of intense energy underneath it, hasn't it? Dun, da, da, dun, dun, da, da, dun, da, 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 dun. So even though it's brought down and it's soft, it's still got this undercurrent of sort of tension.
Words, no dreams, then Monday. I ride by fire, imagine all of Gaia. Took a journey into a childless heart. Here on the shore, imagine all the world. Waiting in a snowflake on this colorful the poetry. Canvas of the world, planet Earth fall back into the source. I got the voice of never, never been. Innocence and dreams of every day. I got the empty grave of being dead. The sorry kind against the
Great. Sort of B flat minor there, so that'll be in the piano. It's sort of going F minor to A flat, down to E flat, to B flat minor. Great series of chords there. It's just, I really enjoyed this chorus. And that sort of kind of straight driving drum pattern on the ride cymbal. Da 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 da. It's just, it's great. So he's using the, that would be the augmented fourths over an F minor. He used the B natural instead of the B flat, which would be in the key. You can hear that note at the bottom. So it's still got that sort of element of the riff going on in the key part, but with the orchestration, if you've got this, and then this, ooh, proper horror kind of stuff there, you know, diminished fifth, augmented fourth, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, and that's the Black Sabbath, you know, the Black Sabbath riff, Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath. Can't go wrong with that. You can hear the F at the bottom. Love the displacement on that. So you got the dun, da, 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 coming in on the two. Great riff. Now we've got the guitar continuing on through the verse. Bit more energy this time. Great drum pattern on that, you know what I mean? Dun, 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 dun. Really building the anticipation into this chorus again. Instead of just, you know, sorry for stopping and starting, it's just the way my brain works. And now it stopped. Reboot. What I meant was instead of something like that, or any sort of tom fill or whatever, I like the way he's keeping the beat, using the cymbals and the snare. I don't know, I just really like that kind of, it's I guess I would call that a fill, even though it's not a traditional fill. Like, you see what I mean? Here. This is great fun. I can see why Ampu's got such a smile on his face. You got a bit of a beer in you there, big crowd like that to play to, and just yeah, you could rock out on that riff for all day. Just keep it going. Nice lovely wee bass fills in there as well. Here. Nice little push. Very subtle, just starting to move up the scale. It's these little sort of nuances and subtle changes to me that really set Nightwish apart. At least in their composition. You know, there's so many other things that set them apart, of course. But you know, that riff that I was talking about, you know, that, I mean, it's simple. Let's be honest. It's a simplicity to this. Nothing wrong with being simple, and it's actually very difficult to write simple without falling into boring. So to me, they do this very well, where they can get something very hooky and catchy and simple, quote unquote, unsimple, if we like. But there's enough little sort of subtle changes in there just to bring it out of that. You know, if somebody came up with that idea, you know, that kind of chord progression has been done before. But I just love those kind of subtle touches where it's just like, well, the second time we play it around, let's include the little sort of walking bass pattern on it. Even just that one note, I mean, I am happy to geek out about that stuff. Love that. Even the little run there, coming back into it, you notice da 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 da. That was new. See the drummer's body language in that as well. See how much he's playing the drums with his body. It's not just this da 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 da. He's got this. There's such a groove going on with this da 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 da. Locked in. This guy is a human metronome. Feels it so deeply. Oh, piano time. Love the choir in this too. Right, so let's work. It's the same sort of harmonic content as the chorus. Let's take a wee bit of time to work out the piano riff. So let's see. Da, 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 da. So it's a wee bit more ad-lib sounding too. There's something like that going on. So he's in the C. Yeah, I think he's in the, what would be the F natural minor scale there, which is the same as A flat major, which is the relative major, but it's just starting on the F. So you can't really go wrong when you're sort of playing adjacent notes in the scale there. It's always going to sound lovely. You can hear they kind of all work. So if I was to play like a kind of pastiche of this riff, if you like, just for the sake of momentum and keeping things moving forward and not taking too long to work this out precisely, based on the scale that we're talking about, the sort of tremolando, da 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 da, this sort of effect that we've got going on, something like this. I'm kind of improvising this a little bit based on what he has played. F minor, A flat, E flat, and I think he goes up to the B flat minor. Da, 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 da. Maybe something different. I know it's a wee bit crude, like, but that's the idea, you know, so lovely. Let's keep going. Tell me this, the choir itself, I might be off on this, like, but I've drank a lot of coffee this morning. It almost sounds like a children's choir, as opposed to an adult choir. Is it? Kind of sounds like children's voices. way they're using the orchestra to effect, there are lots of percussive, atmospheric effects going on within the orchestra, as opposed to what you would call sort of melodic content. It's not that it's not melodic, it's just that all these sort of sweeps and whoom, these kind of effects that you would typically get in like video game music or cinematic kind of textures. It works really, really well in here, especially over that drum beat. I've got the harmonic stuff happening, chord progression. Great bass playing as well with this. Yes, this is the bit I remember. So, where I thought it was going da da dan, da da dan, where you would expect that once it's kind of done the four parts of the phrase, and it comes around to that again, you go da da dan, da. You'd expect that, whereas it's like da da dan, da da dan. Isn't that what it is? It's like changed. Here. That's back to the first one again. Second one. Lovely. Great vocals in the background. You hear everything building theatrically. All those multi-layered backing vocals pushing way up into that higher range. Very operatic, this part. Sounds like a wah effect on the guitar there. Lovely key change. Yeah, we're back to the home key again. Da 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 dum. Lovely bass playing on that. Very subtle. Just gives us enough of a nuance, you know. And I haven't forgotten, Floor is incredible. Floor's incredible. But come on, what can I say apart from the fact she's just incredible? Something that's a little bit more obvious to me now I listen to this is the way that the choir has become sort of integrated with what she's doing. It almost feels like there's been sort of like a separate, I guess, what's it say, story time. I have no idea what the lyrics are. I haven't really been listening out for words, if I'm being totally honest. But I wonder, is there something thematically happening there with the storyteller and the choir, the children's choir? I'm probably wrong on that, but I don't know. It just sounds like children's voices to me. And they're coming together really beautifully at the end, and then building up the energy with this chorus. There's something about Floor's stage presence and vocal performance that there's a really lovely blend between power and like fragility. There's a real vulnerability to her, but also this utter confidence and sort of powerfulness, if you like, dominance. I love it's sort of going back and forth between that. She's so incredibly charismatic to watch and to listen to. Vocals immaculate. Immaculate. What else is there to say? Loved it. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to support me, consider joining me on Patreon or supporting me on Buy Me a Coffee or getting some of my music from Bandcamp. That'd be great. Thanks very much. See you all again next time.